to young people who made mistakes that aren't that different than the mistakes I made and the mistakes that a lot of you guys made. The difference is they did not have the kinds of support structures, the second chances, the resources that would allow them to survive those mistakes.
President Obama yesterday calling for prison reform during his historic visit, first time ever from a sitting president, to a federal prison in Oklahoma. And somewhere pigs must be flying because Speaker John Boehner agrees with it.
We've got a lot of people in prison, frankly, that really, in my view, really don't need to be there. It's expensive to house prisoners sometimes, frankly. Some of these people are in there under what I'll call flimsy reasons.
The President and the Speaker both speaking out against the massive number of incarcerated people in American prisons. They want to reduce or eliminate prison sentences for low-level, nonviolent offenders, but that begs the question, where do you draw the line? And guys, there are lots of different kinds of nonviolent offenders. Michael Grimm today sentenced to 8 months in prison. He's a nonviolent offender. Pedro Espada, look this way, Pedro Espada certainly is also sitting in jail for misusing his office. What about Bernie Madoff? Bernie Madoff was a nonviolent, but
former governor of Illinois, rotting for years with little kids at home.
Should all nonviolent offenders be in prison? Should we come up with something else to do with them?
Well, look, Bernie Madoff ruined people's lives.
I know.
So he should be. That's not nonviolent. I mean, he might as well kill those people because
so is this punitive?
They have no financial
Is it punitive or is it actually corrective? Are we trying to reform these folks when we send them away? It is the Department of Corrections, after all, that does it.
We need to. We've moved away from reform since the 70s. We've been more to our incarceration. But this is a whole different type of. This is don't even go to jail for these petty crimes. Let's look at drug courts is a good example of alternatives to incarceration. And I think. Here's great. I'm happy to hear Republicans and Democrats are coming together. The Koch brothers are on board with prison reform.
I agree with that. I'm short on time. Dominic, where do we draw the line?
Well, you lost me when you said jails being corrective environments. It hasn't been that way for a very long time.
I know it's not.
It's not send them to jail at all in the first place.
I don't think it's that simple. I don't think we can take that simplistic an argument. It's on a case-by-case or a law-by-law basis. I don't know. I think most people support what the president is doing, what he's trying to do, and it's refreshing. Now I'm going to start World War 50 in the 30 seconds we have left. Wait. It's refreshing that we have a president that's willing to try things differently.
I'll agree with you there.
That lame duck stuff is out the window.
Well,
that's what I meant by
putting on my Republican strategist hat. I think this is a place where Republicans can live and breathe and thrive.
Prison?
I think talking about well done. Oh my good Lord! I just set it up. I think on prison reform and on sentence reform, I think sentence guidelines in this country are out of this.
But why did Republicans say this before Obama did? I'm just going to leave you with that.
Why are you throwing bombs in the middle of that time? All right, no. Okay, give me a yellow flag, give me a whistle. TJ, Richard, Dominic, thank you all very much. Appreciate it. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, many of the people. Right back at you.
Really like
many of the. You're not ready to commit.
I love. Okay, I love.
When we come back, many of the people in prison are there because of drugs, and that's not just a problem in the big cities. The Hudson Valley is in the throes of a heroin epidemic, and we're going to sit down with a guy who's trying to stop that.